Cornell men are gearing up to host UAlbany this weekend in the first round of the NCAA Tournament. Cornell, the Ivy League regular season and tournament champs, enters the national stage with a 14-1 overall record. This is the 7th consecutive week the Big Red have sat atop the national polls, and the Great Danes took an 11-9 victory over Siena in the opening round on Wednesday. They're looking to bounce back after falling to Cornell back on April 1st, 18-11. Now, the Big Red have faced nearly half of the teams that are in the tournament during the regular season. Head coach Buczek spoke on how that could be helpful in the coming weeks.
This group's been battle tested. We've played the best, and that's always the goal in the regular season, is to set yourself up for great competition and to test yourself every single week to prepare yourself for this environment where the slip ups can't happen anymore. And so for us, that's great to know. It's great for us to be so aware of the teams and familiar with them. But for us, it's a sole focus on the Great Danes and making sure we're prepared for Sunday. And then if we're fortunate enough to advance, it's nice to know that we have some knowledge of the teams that we may play.
And earlier this week, Cornell CJ Kirst was drafted #1 overall in the Premier Lacrosse League Draft. Kirst has been a pillar for the team this season, not just leading the charge offensively, but setting the tone as a leader on and off the field. He was a part of a big red team that didn't hear their name called on Selection Sunday last season, and said there's been a renewed focus this year to make sure that doesn't happen again. Kirst reflected on getting drafted to the PLL and the opportunity at hand.
Pretty special moment. I think, being in our film room and having every teammate in the room and, hearing your name called, it was special. It was pretty epic. A lot of joy when that happened. So really happy I got to spend it with my teammates and experience that together. I feel like all the guys who were on that team last year, know how they don't really forget that moment. So I think that's been a huge motivation for us this year. And, finally, being here in May and having the opportunity to play, we're going to take advantage of it and give it our best shot. So excited for what's to come.